going to shift our focus to one of the host cities, Cortina, as we know, sharing hosting duties with Milan for this year's Winter Olympics. Not the first time that Cortina has hosted the Games. They also hosted the 1956 Winter Olympics. And let me tell you all about those.
You remember?
That's not what we're doing here. We do know this. Those games did catch the eyes of James Bond producers who picked Cortina to be featured in the movie For Your Eyes Only.
I love it. Matt Renew is our man on an Olympic mission covering the Winter Games in Italy. And Matt, a lot of the iconic places in that James Bond film are still around today.
You're right, Corey and Drew. Good morning. You know, the ice skating venue from that movie is still around. It's being used, in fact, as the curling venue now for these Olympics. The bobsled track is still around, and the iconic Miramonte Hotel is closed, but it's still standing, and we went on a secret mission to find it.
Cortina, Italy might be the center of attention during the 2026 Winter Olympics.
We'll make it as beautiful as possible for the 2026 Olympics.
But Cortina-born Giacomo Colli says,
I'm Giacomo Colli, 23 years old from Cortina.
This town's been in the spotlight before.
Cortina for a couple of days became the center of the world.
Cortina hosted the 1956 Winter Olympics, but more important to James Bond fans, it played a big role in the 1980s Bond film For Your Eyes Only.
Exactly, in 1983, I believe, For Your Eyes Only, James Bond.
The 2026 Winter Olympic curling venue in Cortina was also the opening ceremony stadium and hockey venue for the 1956 Olympics, and in 1980, it was the location for several scenes with James Bond, including one where he fights evil hockey players.
There was a hockey scene played here where the two bad guys try to punch and fight with Mr. Bond.
Today, there's a Hall of Fame wall here with skaters, athletes, and Roger Moore on the wall. While other places around Cortina,
James Bond was shot all over Cortina.
Were also featured, from the Olympic ski jump to the ski slopes of Cortina and the 1956 Olympic bobsled track. The once lavish Miramonte Hotel,
it's one of the first hotels to ever be built here in Cortina,
is closed today, but in the 1980s, it was featured in the film.
We are currently at Hotel Miramonte, where James Bond was staying in the movie.
The location where Bond rolls up in his Lotus with skis on the back.
Out here with the skis on the back and all the scenes inside the rooms with the Bond girl. Let's say it's great. It's a great movie.
Now with another Winter Olympics in Cortina,
where the alpine skiing will be.
Giacomo says maybe Cortina can play a part in the next Bond film, because even if he doesn't have a Lotus, he says he's got a great idea who could play the next Bond.
Lotus skis on the back, and then I'm the next James Bond.
He's got my vote. You know, that Miramonte Hotel wasn't just used in a James Bond movie, but they also used it in the 1960s in the Pink Panther movie that was filmed there, and Cliffhanger was also filmed in Cortina. Reporting from the 2026 Winter Olympics in Italy, I'm Matt Renew, 9 News. Corey, Drew, a few days ago, we had a story on Alfa Romeos, and Drew, you said, I'm surprised you didn't get into an Alfa Romeo and drive off. So this time, I got something a little better. Woo! A Lime electric bike. Out of the way, everybody. I'm a secret agent, and I'm on a mission. Yes, I've got to find Miss Moneypenny and put her in my green basket. Watch out. I'm a secret agent, man. On a mission.
Matt Connery, reporting live from Milan
Yes.
this morning. Do the people of Milan know what's happening? Do they understand you right now?
They have no idea what's going on. I'm just saving the world.
I mean, he almost ran over that lady over there. She gave him a dirty look. What was the movie you just mentioned?
You mentioned Hey, Matt, you mentioned Cliffhanger. And as soon as you mentioned it, I popped up. I was like, oh, yeah. And Corey and Katie both looked at me like, what are you talking about? What movie's that? That's the Sylvester Stallone action film.
From when?
From like 1990, maybe 89.
Oh. Hey, yeah, from the 1990s. Sylvester Stallone. Hey. Hanging on to the cliffhanger. Oh.
This is when Matt has become delirious. He's been out there working nonstop for so long, hopped up on espresso.
Hey, Matt, do it because
That's right.
Mickey loves you.
Yeah. Adrian! Adrian!
Oh boy, we better wrap
Hey,
this up.
can Matt and I just do Rocky lines for the next 15 minutes, or do we have to get to the weather?
I mean, Katie's standing by.
Hey, yo, Katie.
You know?
Hey, yo, Katie, why don't you give us a weather forecast?